Maybe the rest. I don't know. Actually. Did we ask for surrogates coming? Committee's request. Did you guys request Sergey to come? We did last.
Yes.
Did you request? Oh, you did. Okay, yeah, because I wasn't here. So, okay, so Sergey's coming tonight. We're ready. Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. Well, good evening, guys. Thank you all for coming tonight. Patrick won't be joining us tonight, and Wayne won't be joining us tonight. They're both traveling, excused. So the first item on the agenda tonight is calling the approval for this agenda for the ACC meeting tonight.
Second. Rich, you have to be right.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Aye.
Yeah, we just want to say, for some reason, it picks me up really well. It sounds like, which is great. But yeah, everyone else, you guys need to speak close to the mic so they can hear you. Okay, I think what I think we need to do is make a motion to amend the agenda tonight. And that's my phone, excuse me. Add an item, number 13, which would be 15 Sudden Valley Drive. That would be another variance. They actually have two variance requests in. They have one for a height variance, one for a lot density variance, as well as a new construction package.
Oh, so we need an item 13 is what you're saying?
Correct, yeah. Okay, we're going to add item number 13, and it's going to be 15 Sudden Valley Drive.
Do we have a copy of the new construction packet?
Yes, it should be in your,
Oh, I see.
and that'll be the variance. And then we'll separate them as we go through them. Okay, in attendance tonight, we have, who is in attendance and for what property? If you could let us know your name and what property you're here for.
Parker Sutton, 12 Park Lane.
Old car. Okay.
They're on last. Yeah. So we have to bring them.
28 and which one? What was the other address?
Hillside.
And
49. Yeah, we deferred everything till tonight.
well, that didn't make the agenda tonight either.
Well, they should have been, because they came from last week, or from the last meeting, sorry, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it would be in the, because that's why surveys is to talk about the delay in construction.
Would we like to make a motion then to add another item to the agenda tonight?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. I'll make the motion that those items that John just mentioned are added. The carryover from the previous meeting.
That'll be item number 14.
Didn't we, I thought the I think the minutes were in the.
And this is also going to be the extension request.
Yeah.
This arrow. And again, the address on this one?
What are the three addresses again? I know he broke his leg here.
New ones this week are 77.
Yep. 28. And the last one? Thank you. 49 Louise View.
So 77 is already on here.
Yeah.
As item 7.
So we're adding 49 Louise View Drive, which would carry over. I assume it was tabled or something deferred for more information. And that's why Sergey will be here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. And then, so that was Rich's motion. Can I get a second on that?
Second.
That's Daniel. And I failed to write who made the motion for 13. I believe it was me, actually. And the second for 13, Rich. We added the, yeah. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the one we added the variance for.
Yeah.
The additional variance. Okay. All right. So I think we should probably start with 12 Parlane. That'll be item number 6, 12 Parlane. And I'm actually glad you came because I have questions.
I have answers, I assume.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I'll move to approve.
No questions? I have a couple questions. So
Technically, you have to have a motion before. discussion.
you actually don't. So we don't have to. We actually because we approved it in our agenda. So that's what we found out illegal anyways. You don't have to, but
Darn Robert's rules.
yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, I mean, I see the picture, but that's not actually what your house is gonna look like, correct?
It was really just so you get an idea of I didn't know, again, I'm new to all this. I'm switching the siding to vertical. So it's a picture of what it would look like.
Okay.
That's obviously not the house.
Yeah.
I don't have the skill set to.
Be a little bigger than that lot, I think.
Yeah. Literally, the house isn't changing shape. It's just the siding.
Okay. And is it, so the window, I'm assuming you're going with a more energy efficient, nicer window.
Yeah, I'm trying to make the house completely LEED certified.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
in
tough.
the process of re-insulating the whole thing, better windows, switched everything you guys have already approved. Yeah, the goal is to make.
What kind of siding is that going to be?
That's gonna what?
What kind of siding?
So the builders didn't know because, I didn't know if I had to give you the actual siding. It was, whatever it is,
Party plank.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's fairly standard out here.
Yeah, it's super standard. Like what happened is we have a lot of water intrusion. The house siding that's on there right now. Never really love it anymore. So, has to be replaced.
Okay. No different size of windows, no adding additional
The only
windows.
windows that are changing size are the four in the front. Narrow windows. There's 2 windows, there's 4 windows right now in the front of the house. There are 5 windows, making all of them the exact same. So the kitchen window won't change size. All of the other windows will turn it size. So it'll be more evenly from the street.
Six different times over the years, yeah. And is that what you mean by change the front entrance of the house?
The way in the front entrance of the house too, I believe I attached a photo. Right now, the eve over the stairs.
Do you know the color of the panes on the window trim? It's why,
Right now,
no, that what you're intending to put in there.
they're going to be bronze.
They are going to be
To
on
match
there.
the photo. Literally, the photo that I gave you is the same exterior color of the window choice. And I guess the pink color is a little off because I picked the pink color that we already.
Yeah.
So
pretty
it's
good
just
color.
more of a white color, a lighter color with the darker window trim.
And
And obviously.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna do the metal roof.
That house has a metal roof. My roof is- was
Okay.
up there sold.
Give it a few years. That's how the
Yeah,
roofs go.
I'm sure I'm back in 5 years.
So you're intending on that, the what color actually did you pick? Do you recall the color?
I sent it in on an email. I want to say maybe it was called alabaster. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
on your approved list.
There is an alabaster, but that's typically, I believe, is a trim color.
When I looked it up and I came to the office, it wasn't under trim, it was under. I don't know if that's new. Trimmer Williams website or whatever you guys have done, but it's no longer a distinction. And
But there is-
that when I came in.
Yeah, there's a body color. It's like a grayish white. It's listed under body.
Body
Everything is,
is
everything on the pre-approved
universal.
list is gray, grayish, or beige. Those are different colors. I know there's like 15, 20.
So this is the color scheme.
Yeah, you know, it's just kind of give you an idea of the color scheme. I
Yeah,
just feel
this
like
is a little
That
washed
house
out.
looks a little more distressed and not like.
Yeah.
But or, you know, like it's not. You know, it's just trying to. All approves.
Yeah, this wouldn't be a good picture to say this is what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
It looks
yeah,
like the
because it was
barn.
more just showing you window color, house color.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
So they are a modern farmhouse.
Yeah.
My wife would gladly. move
The
into
house
a home
itself
like
will
that.
not change.
I mean, I don't have any issues with it.
I like it. I think it looks good. I actually want to do the vertical on my house.
There you go. Now you get to
Cost
see
with you if you want to.
what the cost.
How big is your house?
Square footage inside.
Yeah,
3,000.
mine's a little bit smaller than that.
You don't want to split that? I apologize. It's turned into quite the, that's it.
Bigger
But when it's
project.
done, it'll look really nice.
Mhm.
I was supposed to be in 4 months. The water.
Did you, when you submitted, did you give a copy of the county permits to admin as well?
I didn't, what am I supposed to? Everything's permitted. through the
Yeah,
county.
you should do that. That
Just
way,
Send in the actual permit. or-
yeah, just a scan of the permit, just
Okay.
saying that you got the county permit.
Oh,
That way,
okay.
we just keep it on file with this approval saying,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a permit. Go.
Okay.
I'm gonna make that a comment. As your recommendation on there. So right now I have Joe Jean for approval. I'm gonna stick with your approval on that, since we're all heading that way anyways. With the comment, we're gonna add in there that we require a copy of the county permit.
And I'll second the approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
I start work or do you get? I have permit.
Okay.
My goal is.
Yeah. No, you're good. And I appreciate you taking the time to come in tonight.
Yeah, well, for sure. You're gonna try to sort it all out part of it. It's fun asking people permission. If you said everything.
Yeah. Could be worse, I guess.
It takes a little getting used to, but
Ah, it's
after a
alright.
while, it's, you
In
know.
the end, I'm sure we'll all drink and talk about it. Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
All right, that was item number 6. All right, next, let's go to Sergey and John. And then, Rich, I'm gonna let you handle, right now, we'll go with the extension that you asked him to come in to, that was 49 Louise View Drive, so that'll be item number 14. And that was a carryover from the meeting I believe you chaired, so,
Yeah, so basically, I mean, and this will probably apply to all of these requests.
okay,
The reason we carried it over is because it just said want extension to match county permit. And what we've asked for in the past, you know, for the last 7, 8 years that I've been doing this, is we ask for a little bit of an explanation why the delay not just, hey, I got a new county permit, you need to extend me to match the county permit. Because obviously in our rules and regulations, we have first extension and second extension, and then, there are fine structures, all assessed by staff, not by us. But what we're asking is that when we get a request for an extension to match the county permit, that we have an understanding, because we answer to the community and we answer to the board. So when community members are like, hey, this house has been sitting here for 2 years and it's still not done, or 3 years or 4 years, we have a rule that, I believe it's 1 year, the construction is supposed to be completed. So if we extend it, we need to be telling our community members why we continue to extend them. So that's why we asked you to be here, was because we wanted to get a better understanding. We completely understand that, these are probably good reasons, but they weren't listed. And we want to make sure that as we move forward, that when we're requesting extensions, we're always being given some reason so that we can justify our decisions.
And believe me, it does come up. They do ask why they're still sitting and why they've been sitting so long and things like that. So we do need to, have an answer. So which one do you want to speak? You can come up here if you would. Do we need them up here, don't we?
Yeah, you need to approach the microphone, so it's a
Yeah,
matter of
because we can't,
record.
it's being recorded, so we can't hear. Sorry.
Technically, when we start late in season, you know, finish foundation or water stuff. Clear off and tidy on.
So do you think 1 year is unreasonable
Well, it depends
across the
when-
board?
It depends when you start. If you start right away when watershed's open, that's start August, September. Like, for a good example, I have one in so 7 kilometers. We started last year. And we have the rock and we have a rock slide. The field test there. They document everything. We sent it. Wait. So now we're designing.
Well, because you've got to redesign a different house,
Yeah.
which would mean a different construction approval.
Sometimes, we try to do utilities, if you have to solar rock, it just takes way longer. That foundation takes up 2 months.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
the-
well, and the watershed closes, if I, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's June to the end of September.
Yeah.
So, but when we say the watershed being open, that's for earthwork that moves more than 500 square yards of dirt.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, pouring a driveway, or what is it? Feet, sorry, feet. yeah. Yeah, they don't want you digging basically. And so, I get that, but so like, if you poured and you're waiting for a utility hookup, is that a watershed issue? Because that doesn't seem to move that. I mean, I guess it would depend on where your utilities are located on the property.
Well, all
How much
utilities,
dirt you've
like,
gotta
for example,
use.
sewer, we have to go on the street.
Yes, yeah.
They got own cars. It's just going and raining and water.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I guess, what's going through my mind, and maybe everyone else is thinking the same thing, is just like planning wise, maybe we have to start examining the approvals late in the season. And, okay, when it gets to September, hey, we're not going to approve this to start until next June. And maybe that's a problem on our end.
Well, it
So that-
depends. I mean, there's houses we start like,
Yeah.
John probably correct me if I'm wrong, we start like 2 weeks before watershed. we did it, the utilities hooked up, and we finish it with that. So it's really depends the lot situation, trees, neighbors, how wide the road, utilities, water, close to our side.
Yeah.
Well, the reason this kind of came up last 2 weeks ago was it seems to be a pattern. I'm new on the board, so I don't really know, do other builders have the same problem too? Is this, what could we do to mitigate this? Is there anything that could help us?
Yes, I mean, we have 1 year of foundation. I mean, I guess I'm trying. I want to get them done quick.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Cost up front. Usually, like I said, we can get utilities hooked up and other.
I have a quick question. How many of these are owner builder homes occupied? All three of them? None of them. They're all, because I thought the Hillside Place one was up for sale like immediately after you got approval a year ago, a year and a half ago.
Well, those complicated site, as you know,
Yeah.
that's the one we did excavation with the 2 weeks. I mean, got permission. We tried to sell it, so we don't want to deal with that because it's kind of complicated. But 2 weeks we dug out, we got foundation and we backfill, but that side doesn't have no power to it. So we have to go clear across the road to get power. That's way more than 500. Can't build a house.
So, I mean, I'm hearing good things and that, I mean, I certainly understand. I wouldn't want to sit on a construction project too. But if you just flip the coin, put yourself in our shoes, we've got 3,000 homes roughly out here and all of those neighbors and community members. And when they drive around their neighborhood, which, as you know, this is an HOA, it's a controlled community. In the sense that we approve the constructions and we set up all these rules so that you're not looking at a foundation for a year or 2 years
Or a porta potty.
Or a hole.
or a hole.
Basement,
Yeah. So, and those are the types of things that come back to us. It's like, hey, you guys approved this and this house has been sitting for 2 years. I know because I live next door and this is what I've seen. And so that's what we're trying
Erosion.
to avoid. And it's not just for you, it's also for us. I mean, we get just as much heartache out of this. You get hit financially when you start extending and we don't want that to happen to you either. So that's kind of where we're at. We just want to make sure that if we're approving it, that we have a reason, whether it was delays in construction, whether it was because the watershed shut down or you hit rock and you couldn't get your utilities, put that on the paper. Hey, we need to extend this. I got the county extension. It was delayed because of this. And that's all we're asking for, is that we put those types of things on there. That way, 8 months from now, we can look at the approval and, oh yeah, we did approve that. And it says right here, his plumber, couldn't buy any pipe for 6 months. So,
But
or whatever the reason is.
we do also know though, this is an ongoing issue that's been on,
That we absolutely
ongoing
do.
pattern of a lot of these that get extended. So,
Yeah, and I think the ultimate result of the pattern, and I mean we're all adults here, we all know what we're talking about of seeing houses sit, and you're a builder and you make money off of building houses, and we understand that, and we're not going to stop that. But what this causes us to do is we have to scrutinize the new construction requests more thoroughly, especially when we come across a pattern of not getting the houses done in a set period of time per our rules. And so if like, that's why I say, if there's something that we need to be doing differently in order to make sure these get done within that year or year and a half, maybe, then we're doing that as well. Cause we want to help you just as much as we want you to comply with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to, the reasons that we've been given today, I think we need to consider those in these approvals going forward. If we think that we should anticipate that there may be some issues with, like you said, the rock, that you have to, if we think that that might be an issue, maybe we need to reconsider whether we can approve a big property. So I think some of this is incumbent upon us, but I mean, I'm looking to you if there's anything you can suggest that you can make this process easier for us to help you. I mean, mainly because this is a pattern that,
Till we get shovel in the ground.
yeah. But I mean, when you think about working with us, what are your
Well,
roadblocks?
Well, let me, in my opinion, to me, I prefer to see foundation for 4 years, I'm sitting.
Mhm.
You know, it's better. I want picture.
Sure.
Okay. That's something I like, you know, set down a little trust that. And I'm in the building. People who build that, and we start now. So you tell me what you, this, or your life as a neighbor, or foundation.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to see either.
17, like, for example, I was building that house 1 year. I have a major problem with the sheriff. He's parking. He's starting out with that opinion.
Where at?
17.
Okay.
And my feeling, like, you guys have my money, you gotta control me. There are people like this, you guys do not.
I agree 100% with you.
There's a probably.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah. It is horrible.
There's a brand new house right next to it.
Yeah, where is this at? Sun Valley or?
Yeah, it's
Right next to one of the constructions. Is that the tumbling water one? Tumbling water?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I know right where it's at.
No, I 100% agree with you. But there are cases where you're not clear cutting, but they're cutting a lot that has a lot of trees in it and putting the foundation in. And it's just a foundation and no trees for, it seems like the trees are cut and then there's nothing happens for maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but
months or
that's
so.
clean. I mean, one's clean, it's a job site.
Yeah.
That's the box stuff.
And I'm sure the neighbors are happy once you have a house there and the landscaping's in, but occasionally you'll go for 2 years where it's just a building site and a porta potty. We've had complaints about that kind of thing, and that's what we're addressing. But I agree with you 100%.
They always complain.
Yeah.
And we have to listen to them. We have to listen to your complaints. We have to listen to their complaints, everybody's, and we're trying to make it all work out here.
You live out here, don't you? Didn't you? Oh, I thought you were gonna move. I thought you were gonna move into a house.
In one of those
sometime.
mini homes.
I thought you were gonna move into one.
Behind one on the lake.
Okay.
Those owner builder homes.
Well, I could have sworn, maybe it was one. Maybe it's your son I'm thinking of. Yeah. He built one and moved in.
Neighbors too, and he's not doing it. So it just,
Sergey, can I keep this?
yeah, you can.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, to make it very clear though, our job is, we're part of the approval process for all this. We are not the enforcement people. That falls back to staff. So we're going to take this, what you just gave us, and we're going to refer that to the Sudden Valley staff for action, because we don't actually take those actions. You can imagine that would put us in a pretty bad situation as a volunteer committee going, hey, we don't like this, and we're showing up at people's houses. We don't do that. We deal with the requests and with constructions, and then when we do get these types of things put in front of us, we refer them back to staff, because as a community, those are the folks we pay to deal with that. And that's where, security and I forget all the titles. I'm sorry. I don't remember who's got what title these days. But that's what we'll do with that. We're going to take that and we'll refer that out to have that taken a look at.
I've seen a lot of those.
If you have complaints regarding infractions of the regulations, I would suggest that you submit them through the website to the front office, where I will deal with them as they come in.
Yeah, we have an online forum where you can submit those types of things. Can you attach photos to it?
Yeah.
So more than welcome to hear anything. Because you are a property owner, you own all these properties. I'm not sure how many you still have, but
Right, pretty big check.
So you're well within your right as a property owner to
Well, I
make
don't know,
staff
I
aware.
mean, this is just something that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, if I know where this house is, I live in gate 5, so I know right where the house is at. And I don't drive by, but you did build 3 houses behind me a couple years ago. So yes. On Sweet Clover Circle. What is it, like 5, 7, and 9, something like that? Yeah. There's another one that just got finished too, but it's not yours. I don't remember who built it.
So, Rich, of these comments, your conversation and everything is addressing all 3 items, correct?
Yeah, yeah, and I'm happy with, just like I said, my biggest concern is that with a pattern that's been shown, we want to make sure that as we approve them, we have reasoning to justify our approvals. I mean, none of us want to stop you from building. We don't want, we're not trying to impede construction in any way. We just want to make sure that we have our bases covered and we have a justification for our decision making. And without a reason for the delays in construction, we don't have anything to base our decision on. So I would even move at this point, I would say, as long as the county permits are in order, I would move that these 3 properties, we go ahead and approve the extensions per policy, whatever's in the policy as far as, I don't remember which extension you're on each one. Is it one?
One's,
Yeah.
one's 2, and I believe one's 3.
So if there's fines associated, those would be assessed through staff, not through us.
Okay.
But I would move that we go ahead and approve them with the appropriate fine structure that's set by staff.
And then change the date to match the county permit.
Yeah.
And then Sergey, you'll provide us the county permits then for all 3? Or John? Is fair?
The dates are on the extensions. On the
Okay.
requests.
They're on, you put them on the request? Is that what you want them to match the county? Okay, very good.
So that's that's for 77 Valley Crest, right?
Yep, so I got, 77 Valley Crest, 28 Hillside Place, and 49 Louise View Drive.
And they would all be extended to match the county.
Yeah, all the
permit.
comments would be identical for all 3 requests.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so that's Rich and then Joe Jean. And then make sure the comments are clear on that. SVCA will assess appropriate fines based on what request number it is. And that we will match the county extension permit date.
Aye.
Okay, all in favor? All right, that's unanimous. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to come in tonight.
Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Okay, so that took care of item number 7. Yep, item number 8 and item our amended item number 14. All right, now we'll go to item number 2. No, I'm just kidding. Joel? This is going to be our item number 10, 11, 12, and 13, which was also 13 was an amended to add the second variance request. We have a new construction, we have a density coverage and a height request variance. Yes, yeah, 11, 12. Yeah, it should be like the last of your packet. Yeah, go ahead and spread, do it, yeah.
Only ever
Comfortable.
only ever been on my first in person.
Joel, you need to get right up close to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, it always seems like my mic picks up. Or must be, yeah, it could be, I guess. Or I just get lucky with mic number 3. I'll have to look for that number every time.
10-year-old me is very happy. I wanted to be an architect when I was a little kid.
Yeah. So here's a full set of plans. Generally with the packets, I kind of pick out what I think is the most relevant parts that
You have to get
ACC
close.
ACC wants, okay.
Yeah.
So usually I pick out the most relevant parts that ACC probably wants to see. But these full plans, just so you know, there's 2 copies that are submitted with the application packets. You're always welcome to come into the admin office and pick one up if you want to look them over full scale, or if you want digital versions, we also submitted. But we have new construction here. Chad Schmidt is here from Rubicon to represent. If you have questions directly for him.
Seen you on Zoom a few times.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he's been building at Sun Valley. He's got a few other projects. I think, and then in my report.
Oh, that's what we're
It is.
missing. Because we're used to looking at his plans on the thing. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
the
that
little-
ability now. Yeah, we're normally scouring the plans on our monitors.
Uh,
Yes, this is a little different.
I can,
Look it up.
I can show you everything. Yeah. Let me pull up.
There's a Sun Valley Park. Then there's an. Previous house I built was. Yeah, oh, okay. Here, 7 foot to the east, or 5'5" to the. I'm 7 foot to the foundation, 5 foot to. I remember getting caught on. That's the property. Yeah, and then how far is this house? This house is another six or so feet. This is $7 property.
Okay,
This,
all right.
right this way.
Yeah, this is.
On a previous map, it actually showed this property, this part, or this property, somewhere they messed up on it. Different maps at one time. That's why the survey is very.
I'm gonna jump around because you're still looking.
Because of the lot drops, I'm off of the driveway, generating, dropping down 2 feet. And off of that, I'm 21 foot off of the driveway to my. And I'm dropping from the road. And as you see with our previous house, we try to generate a house, but the owners are not gonna be crazy sliding into the house, can get out, use it, the parking, it's usable space for it. Go ahead. As a state driveway, drive to be in the snow, the cars coming down. I almost got T-boned when I lived out here.
Oh, no, you don't need to apologize.
What's the lot coverage percentage?
Right now,
Oh, I see.
Uh,
43.
there's a property coverage rule and there's an open space rule.
What does the county say about the property coverage? Do they give a variance for that too?
I don't know the property county property rules.
Because I
It's,
thought it was similar to ours when they approved the plans.
Has county looked? at that?
No, because I did not submit yet.
Yeah, it's
construction
gonna,
and everything until I gone through this process,
Yeah.
that if there was a change or not accepted, I'm not having to redesign.
yeah, there's a good chance the county wouldn't approve it. But like I said, I did talk to Mike, like this is a while ago though, like a couple months ago I was talking about decking with them and stuff and they're changing, so they might allow it because it's not a significant amount.
Oh, because you're count, so the decking is being included as,
That's what I wanted to ask
Impervious
Joel.
They don't
You,
include the deck because it's slotted.
yeah, it's supposed
You
to be
guys include
impervious.
it part of the coverage. Right?
Yeah, so
That deck is 12 feet off. The
Yes.
walkway is like 11 feet off.
yeah, it's nice.
So
Yeah.
it actually generates and allows space, so it's not really impeding on.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. That's not considered in the coverage now,
How
is
big
it?
is the deck?
It's, what is that?
124 square feet.
So if we subtracted that from the total square footage, where does that put us? Probably down near 40%, which is only, would be my guess.
there is some, actually that deck, that 124, I think, includes the eave overhang too. But I think
Yeah, there was
I
that.
had it like a
We did
little,
the
a little bit
math.
less, but
I actually showed it in the variance.
Yeah,
In the variance,
Variance.
I included Joel's math and
oh, right
numbers.
here.
So that way we.
okay.
And I am under, I did keep it under the 50. Right at 50%.
You're right at, yeah, you're right.
What was the 50%? I'm sorry. Open space?
Open space, yeah, there's 49.2%.
Chad, who owns a lot next to you? On the left?
At this moment, I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, I was just curious. It might have been you.
Maybe they'll sell it to me.
I could find out.
Joel, do you have a site plan showing lot coverage?
These numbers are on here.
Are you saying, is it the front walkway, is that the 124 square foot one?
Right.
What's the back deck? off the
It's a
back
covered
of it?
deck.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
covered
so
deck.
it's not gonna,
It's
okay,
already counted in.
yeah, okay.
So this lot over here is Sudden Valley.
Oh, you guys own 65 too?
Probably a green space lot. I think that's all that Sudden Valley owns now. They're all green space.
That space, they use the space here, they go apart.
Here we are next. There's the lot. This one's showing. the lot in the part. Updated. Before. Got a lot. 15. Well, I guess I can't buy that lot. Probably not.
Whoever
It-
buys that
it
house will appreciate it. I got
Depends.
One of those permanent space lots next to me, so.
Yeah, me too. And I have a little sliver behind my house. The only bummer is it's perfect for Sudden Valley trees to grow right there. No one wants to take care of them.
Sudden Valley came in and cut some down for me. Probably because a big one fell and hit like 3 houses though.
Lot 65 is a little steep. Crazy coming right. Harbor View and Sun Valley Drive.
Mhm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is if the county, sometimes they can be real sticklers about that lot coverage and I would vote to approve it, the variance for it, but I don't want to say, hey, just because we said yes, the county might say, oh, well, they said yes, we'll do it. You never know who you're gonna get in there.
They're good at following.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their
Make it
days.
up.
So I guess I'm not clear why you need the variance.
So he's over the 30, so his maximum property coverage is 35. and
Right.
He's at 43.3.
Yeah,
So
I
you need
understand that,
variance
but
for that.
why can't you stick to the 35?
One, 28, 60, no, that's.
2496.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, the driveway is 420. If you take off the driveway, he's under it.
But you can't take up.
You gotta have over.
What's the overall square footage? Yeah, the entire square footage.
Total lot coverage is 3294.
What's the square footage of the house, the actual house, all levels?
It'll be 29.
It's a single story home? No.
No,
It's a daylight, it's a ramp, daylight basement.
Okay.
because of the drop off. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to finish it. Good builder. Can you call my builder 30 years ago and tell him?
There is some section that's gonna be unfinished, the garage and that part. This goes- Garage will run.
Yeah.
I would not.
Mhm.
Yeah, my lot's super similar to this. It drops. Story Rambler. And you walk in the house inside, 25 feet, 8 feet. I'm like, what? But neither here nor there.
My
Yeah.
economics.
Yeah.
There is actually a cutoff.
I mean, looking at it, I think he ran into issues with the foundation and hit some pretty substantial sandstone.
Yeah.
Shifted foundation back from the back corner of the wall. He had already planned, and I think once he figured out he had an issue, he moved it without. And he was like, okay, we'll just cut there and save.
Square footage. How many square feet are you going over? Allowable coverage, square footage.
A number on the square feet?
Yeah.
So the total square footage.
What you need to do is go out and call us so you get on Zoom.
Yeah,
We
I
can go
know,
through this so much quicker.
The total square footage I've got with the roof covering, the driveway, and the walkway is 3,362 square feet. And if 35% of the lot, which is
Well, your lot square footage is 6619.
then maximum allowable open space sorry, the maximum allowable open space is 3,310. So you are
50 square feet over.
yeah 51 square feet over the open space.
Lot coverage. Yeah, you're supposed to have 50% lot coverage or open space left, but because it's 50.7%, so it leaves 49.2%. So there's a variance for that point.
Very close.
Yeah.
Very close, but yeah, 51 square feet, you know. Like in a bedroom.
I mean, and I would say only because you have basically the keyway on one side and the green space lot on the other side. I don't have as much issue with your property coverage because you're gonna have that much of a buffer zone on both sides of the house that are untouchable essentially. So I don't have a huge issue there. The open space, that little of a variant, I mean, you're talking less than a full percentage to get to your open space. I don't have much there. The only thing I was looking at was the height, but then I saw your slopes. I was like, okay, now I see where you're getting your height definition from. So, and when I drove by, I was like, I don't think that's gonna affect any views, an extra foot on the height.
I agree on that.
Yeah, it's way up there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Did you have anything, Joe? Daniel, anything else?
I mean, I guess the reason that there's a variance request is that you just want a bigger house. Is that it? That's essentially what it comes down to.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we've got numbers for a reason. Like we asked Sergey to come in and justify why. I notice a lot of properties are just getting filled up with houses, big houses, cutting all the trees down. It just fills the property, and that I think that's the reason we have this board, is to make sure that doesn't keep happening. That's how I'm seeing it. I mean, if there's some other compelling reason, like the height issue, I can understand. There's a
Yeah, safety, yeah.
yeah. And there, you know, you've got that slope, which makes perfect sense, but to just fill a lot with building, that's what I question.
Well, and I'm looking to, so do you have an estimate of how many trees are coming down off the lot? And this is sort of this has a bit of a replanting plan, and I can see that.
We
this
also have
is-
the issue of the trees on the border.
Yeah, is that probably, okay.
Here's a color.
We're not disturbing a lot of soil, so. You're right. When I say, this is the area where.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of, there are trees in there, but if they're not bigger than 10 inches at this height, they don't show them on the
Yeah, I saw that
survey.
a lot smaller
CH. Those aren't really covered. These two trees here, two big cedars.
Yeah.
We decided which shared on that lot line. So if those are going to be the main.
And that's due to the vertical root base. Like, I'll tear the roots out. And are you guys gonna take responsibility for the after gone trees come down?
So I believe he'll need Sutton Valley approval.
More than what.
This is coming out, this is coming out.
Right, 50 square feet, 3 stories high. Well, you're right, the 50 square feet is not a big lot, right? It could be as big as this table, but it's 3 stories high.
Addition. And people.
That's what Daniel's saying. The only reason why, for me, I would be more willing to do this one, because the green belt, that's the only reason why.
Follow the size of how big the. Well, you can be hammer the tree, the diameter times 7, that is. It's a 36-inch tree times that by 7, that's how far out you gotta shoot.
It's a long way.
I understand why they do that now.
Yeah, one fell next to my house and the ball came out of the ground. Amazing.
I've also seen. I'd rather take it out. Put them where you want them, or they're not.
This is it, is this 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom?
It's a master on the main with, or 2 bedrooms down.
Are these really the lights you're going with? They seem to be super common these
Yeah.
days.
Well, with the modern look.
Yeah.
It tends to be. There's a very minimal amount of selective lighting.
Mhm.
There is, I made a note on the retaining walls.
Scratching.
Scratch code on there. Body color of the house. Normally, if there is exposed concrete like that, be covered in wood or
Block,
exposed aggregate.
I don't have a problem with the paint, just in, my reasoning for the painting is future homeowner. I know what a pain it is to clean the aggregate and keep it
Mm.
20 years down the road, keep it from crumbling. How's that issue?
It has to get applied correctly. The problem we have with putting paint is, it'll peel off. You sell and then you're gone and, 18 months later, it's all flaked
Key
off.
thing
and-
is you gotta use the correct.
Yeah, and scratch, so you are gonna rough it, make
Yeah,
sure it's
we'll
adhere.
be grinding all from the school.
And hey, Joel,
Hmm?
addresses on homes when you do your final inspection.
Yeah.
That's mandatory, isn't it?
Numbers on the house, yeah.
Yeah. I passed by a couple of them.
Did I miss
brand
one?
new with no
No.
addresses on.
No, where?
Yeah, that's right. I was like, how come there's no addresses? I was gonna ask you about it and go,
Oh, yeah,
maybe this got
yeah.
missed or they took them down to paint. it.
Yeah, let
Maybe
me,
we
let
should
me,
say the address and be at the
yeah,
base of the house that's closest to the street.
Can,
not like-
can you
in the
try to
back.
stay on mic? You guys are not, you haven't been on mic for the last 20 minutes, so can you try?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
Sorry.
good at pointing that out. to put on.
Yeah, okay.
I've been to a couple finals where they don't have numbers and I have to tell them, get your numbers on there, but they do it. Another thing on here to, for somebody to, I guess, ACC approve is the additional parking in the right of way, the gravel parking area.
That has to be approved by staff because it's in the right of way.
Is it only staff or does ACC also approve?
I mean, we can have input, but we
Okay.
typically our input is make sure that there's drainage and, that you're not blocking the ditch.
Okay.
But ultimately, the maintenance manager has to.
Mhm.
go look
You're
at
talking
it.
for offsite, construction parking?
No, this gravel parking
There's a
area,
gravel
Oh,
parking
for
right in
full,
front.
permanent.
yeah,
Yeah,
in the right of
anything
way.
in the right of way, retaining wall, parking, it all has to go through staff. They
Okay.
have to approve it. And we usually just add the stipulation that it looked nice.
Gotcha.
Any issues with the black trim paint? I don't have an issue, but if anybody does, because that is the trim. It's white, well, gray with black trim. So some people don't like that. I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks really good.
That's why I included a red picture.
Yeah. I mean,
without
Yeah.
landscape.
it's a modern house. I like it. It's not everybody's style, but I like it. So I think it's a nice house. Those roofs, these would be way easier to clean than the roof I clean. All the gutters are on the low side. How much of it's on the right of way though?
All of it's.
Oh, yeah, because you're 20.
It's,
Yeah.
it's dropping.
I don't have a problem with it, but like, this has to be approved by staff. Right.
I'll probably come up with,
We'll make the neighbor across the street from.
people do not park. sign.
Saw that there, actually.
Yelled at me when I was parked up at their house.
He probably doesn't know where his property line is. It's one of the issues. we come up with.
Those are the only.
What do we want to tackle first? Do we want to tackle the construction request first?
Well, if you're all, yeah, if everyone's heading for approval, then yes, it's not going to matter too much.
Oh, I
But if we
guess-
want
I
to go
guess we
by
could include it in
variance,
one, right, yeah, we could do construction and variances all as one packet instead of.
well, we should do all three separately since they're separate items. But I'm just saying if we're going to not approve a variance, it's going to obviously not approve the construction, then we'll have to change that. So we probably do the variances first.
And I do have an approved site plan review and a natural resource permit.
With county.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. So we'll go with, we'll do item number 12 first. That's the variance request. And that one is for,
That's the height.
is that the height one?
Yep.
That's the 1 foot height?
Yep.
That would be item number 11.
So
I'm sorry, item number 12, excuse me.
So I'll move to approve the height variance.
Rich,
I'll second it.
Joe Jean, for a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
Oh, wait,
Oh,
I'm
you're-
sorry. No, I-
Okay, okay, on that one, you're
that's
good.
the height one.
Yeah, that's the height one. Yeah, this is on the height one. The 1 foot height. Okay. And that passes unanimously. And that was item number 12, excuse me. Okay, now we're going to do item number 13, which is also the variance request for 15 Sudden Valley Drive, and this one is for the lot density coverage.
That's the open space part.
That is correct.
I'll move to approve.